So, wait for these what you call them to come in.
Ninjas.
Let's try it. Rating was a 10. We spent.
All right. Man, what you watching? Star Trek or something? Got that going pretty loud, man. All right, so all right, peace to the family. Let's go ahead. We're live now. Let's go ahead and start the introductions, man. You know, as the guests come on the panel, they come on the panel, but we're gonna go ahead and get it started, man, right now, real quick. We got another reaction show coming to you. Barry B, you want to kick it off since you've been on the top lately.
Oh, yeah. All right. This is Barry B, real estate agent here in Houston and the surrounding areas. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, give me a call at 832-786-1270. Or you can come to my website, homesbybarryb.com. I'm on all social platforms. If you Google hashtag Homes by Barry B, you'll find you'll be able to get a hold of me in some way. And let's talk and discuss your goals. I'm on, like I said, I'm on all platforms. I have a YouTube channel, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I don't know if it's any of. So I'm on all of them. So give me a call. Let's talk about your goals for 2024.
Gotcha. CJ, you want to kick it off?
All right. What's up, everybody? CJ, the realtor broker owner of Greenwood Realty Group down here in Houston, Texas. Give me a follow on social media at CJ Sales Texas. That's CJSELLSTX. Next up, check out the website greenwoodrealtytx.com if you're interested in setting up a custom search engine, finding out what's available. If you want to know what your home is worth, or if you're an agent and you want to know more about the brokerage, we have all that information on the website at greenwoodrealtytx.com. Of course, we got the YouTube channel, CJ the Realtor, where we're doing our Lux edition of our home tours, our local business owner highlights, and showing you just some walkthroughs and videos of some of the local things going on in Houston. So give me a subscribe, a share, a like, a comment. I need all that good stuff. Then always, we are always about giving back. Mentorship program, the Mansa Academy. If you want more information or if you want to donate, go to the mansaacademy.org.
Gotcha. All right, so let's go ahead and kick it off again. My name is Brandon B. Dixon, NMLS 1541210. I'm at Billionaire Loan Officer on all social media. So you can put Billionaire Loan Officer in your Google or in your browser. There's all one word, no breaks, and I'll pop up somewhere. So I'm out there on social media. Also, I'm a luxury agent, so you can go to my website, www.brandonbdixon.com, if you want to hire me to represent you for buying, or you want to list your property, you want to invest with property, so on and so forth. If you need financing only, I can do that as well. That's my specialty. That's what I've been doing for the last 8 going on 9 years. You go to my website, www.applywithb.com. You can book me for a consultation. We doing right now a lot of investment properties right now that's getting financed because there are some many good deals. So now's the time to get a good deal before rates drop down, because when rates drop down, it's going to be pandemonium. You're going to look back on this year, 2024, and say, I could have, would have, should have. So, don't let that happen to you. Also, you could go ahead and call me, 832-775-8357. You can call me 24/7. And as long as it's about business. Also, the last but not least, you could go to our investment club, www.clcinvestmentclub.com, if you want to join the investment club, if you want to mitigate risk, so on and so forth. You need a helping hand to get in the real estate business. Perfect opportunity, So, with that being said, man, let's go ahead and kick it off, man. Panel come in, they come in, man. I don't want to keep us too long, man. We'll try to get out of here by 9:30 or so, So I got a few different reaction videos, man. I can't find the first one that I originally had. I had this guy FM Smith that went off on Dave Ramsey, kind of poked holes in his methodology, and then they fired back on the Dave Ramsey show. So I don't know if he took the original one down. All I got is the reaction, but he got a couple of good ones. So I'm gonna play a couple of his videos to start out. So he got a couple of good ones. So let's go in and get that going. So this is gonna be a live reaction show. We got some different things we want to talk about today about real estate, man. So let's go ahead and get it started. I'm gonna get it started with the first vid here. This is by FM Smith. Let's go ahead and get it started. Freddie Smith. That's his name. Freddie Smith, man. Can y'all see the screen?
Yeah.
Show recently critiqued my video where Gen Z said 74,000 is no longer the middle class. And I agree, and I broke it down in this video, but they disagreed so much so they said it rubbed them the wrong way. Your producers chose this video of mine because it had over 22 million views. Why did it have 22 million views? Because the Gen Zers and millennials are like, yeah, this is our life right now, and we're looking for answers. This is one thing that you didn't critique in the video. If 74,000 is middle class, if a 27-year-old with a bachelor's degree splitting a 2-bedroom apartment is middle class, how come they can't buy a house? Just 3 short years ago, 74K was middle class, upper middle class, really, because you could buy a house for $250 in 90% of the country. Now you need almost $120,000. So what's your advice to someone who is making $74,000 and in 85% of the country can no longer buy a home? So even if they pay off their student loans, which they should, even if they pay off their car, which they should, even if they save up 20%, $80,000 for a down payment, if they don't have $100,000 salary to back it up, they can't qualify for the loan. So the question remains, how is $74,000 middle class when even with the 20% down payment and no debt, you still can't afford the average house in this country? The Ramsey Show recently critiqued my video where Gen Z said
Damn, so we're gonna start off with that one, man. I had the original video at one point. I don't know if he took it down off his page or if it was on a different page, but like you said, it had 22 million views, so it went viral. But he was dropping a lot of truth bombs on there. So, but he kind of pretty much summed it up what he was talking about. Like he didn't go into specifics on this video, but he was really going into specifics on that particular
on the
video.
original. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but you kind of got a synopsis of what he's talking about. So y'all want to go in on that?
I'm not a big Dave Ramsey fan either.
Right.
Some of his ideas, I don't know. I'm not sure what I don't know. I'm not a big fan of his.
Right. But
especially what he talks about mortgages,
right.
And savings, telling people they need to, if they can't afford to get a 15-year mortgage, then they don't need to get they don't need to get a home. Man, come on.
Right. And then Dave Ramsey owns a mortgage company.
Does he?
Yeah, he owns a mortgage company. So
I mean, what? How much you need to get a mortgage company? I mean,
but he lends out money.
But I mean that way of thinking to me is he seems like he was kind of one of the ones that want to keep people down.
Yeah, I mean, he just got a different philosophy. I see what he's saying, but I don't agree with him either. But CJ, you want to go in on that? I'll say my comments to the end.
I mean, we've been talking about this for a while as far as affordability. It's pretty much gone out the window, especially when you're talking about cities like Houston, cities in Texas, Florida, where everybody is going from like East and West Coast. There's so many people and so much competition that's running the price up. If you like been here, same salary for a couple of years or a slight increase, if you look at the median income or the median home price now versus what it was 3, 4, 5 years ago, it's just through the roof. So for the ones that were still like even back then needing like a little assistance to get in those homes, you can just forget about it now.
Right.
That's like one thing that we're battling to this day is still housing affordability.
Didn't you play a video a couple weeks ago where a guy was showing a chart of what you need to qualify in the average, and it was like this is the first time in history.
Yeah, that was him. That was him. Fred. Yeah.
Oh, that's the same guy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah. That needing $100,000. Yeah, because I mean, when I bought my first house, I think I was making maybe 45, 50.
Right. Yeah.
20 years ago. Bought my first house, 3-bedroom, 2-car garage.
Just 3 years ago.
Nice neighborhood.
Yeah. He just said in the video, just 3 years ago, I could get a teacher qualified, on her salary alone, or his salary alone. I did several teachers by themselves, 50, 55,000, 60,000 if they're a coach or something like that. I just had somebody in Atlanta trying to get a 395,000. It ain't gonna happen. You're gonna need your fiance on there. It's just not gonna happen. Even if you had zero debt, the mathematics are not there. Like,
you still have to have the income.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, and the problem is a few years ago, 390,000. You tapping into that was a nice luxury home. On the bottom end of luxury, you could get a house in Pearland for $400,000 about 4 or 5 years.
That was a decent house.
That was a decent house in Pearland.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's a starter house, damn near. A little bit better than the starter house. That's upper lower class now. What I was, if you would say, but in Houston, you're looking at 250. This is to get in the ball game.
Yeah, that might be almost a fixer upper.
Right. We done gave several.
Well, it's the neighborhood. I did one in I don't know if y'all know Clinton Park.
Right.
And it was a home. It was about 250. But the person, when he's from there, so he knows everybody there. So I wouldn't, if you're not from there, I don't know about you going over there to live.
But that's the thing. It's like we've given several different. I could run if this is your first time watching. I'll run through the list of different suggestions that you first of all give them somebody that know what they're doing. Give them a team that can get creative and get you inside a home. We given examples to where move out further. Get a fixer up. Getting in one of those neighborhoods where it's not as bad as you think. It might not be the ideal neighborhood, but really do your research and it's not as bad as you think. And fixing that thing up. Where it's affordable.
Mm-hmm.
Also, maybe even doing like a one-time close. Getting some land if you got a nice down payment and building yourself. That's an opportunity as well if you got good credit and some nice money down. If you want to make the house cheaper to get into. Also, we suggested maybe moving to a city that's not as much competition. A lot of people can work remote now. You might want to move to a smaller city. You might not have the clubs and everything that you want and all the amenities, but you move to a smaller city, there's less competition. Hence, the houses are cheaper. So that might be one of the things you might want to consider as well. You might have to move to the outskirts, even moving, Midland somewhere, moving to the country somewhere.
Midland,
yeah, you might have to move. If you think about it,
why you pick Midland out of all places?
I'm just saying, you might move somewhere else out of the city. You know what I'm saying, and just come to the city for concerts or something. You might have to move up.
That's the thing about Houston. It's getting further and further out. I mean, we selling houses in Sealy and Brookshire and all that.
Sealy, Brookshire, you might want to get out.
Brewster, Willis, Porter. I'm like, man.
Yeah.
So I mean,
that's Sharon and Manville and all that.
Then we've always suggested as well getting more than multiple sources of income. I've also suggested tenants in common, getting with relatives and stuff like that for your first house. Getting roommates. Getting people that's on the same accord where you go in 3-4, like some of the people that's not some of the nationality that's first generation Americans. They come in and brother-in-law, sister-in-law, and they all live in the same house. So that's another thing. We went over this with several podcasts before. We've given a laundry list. There's ways around you know, what's the current, I don't want to say crisis, but the current climate. Current climate is low wages, high home prices. What you gonna do about it? You know, this can't be a vote every 4 years. You gotta vote locally too. So, but it is what it is right now. So yelling at it ain't gonna change it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'm gonna give another clip from him for this next one. I know Corey, you missed it, so I ain't gonna ask you to react because you ain't see it, but he got a couple of good ones.
Okay.
Hold on, let's get this next one. He got another one that's pretty good. So while I'm on this page, I might as well go ahead.
To spend 49% of their gross income to get the average apartment. Today, the average apartment is $1,747, and the starting pay for a college graduate is $24. So a college graduate in 2024 is spending about the same amount of their gross income on rent as a minimum wage worker was in 1980. But one of the biggest pushbacks I got is that the older generation was saying, well, they pinched pennies. You're all fancy with your pools and gyms at your apartments. So I wanted to take it a step further. So I scoured Orlando, and I found one of the cheapest one-bedroom apartments for $1,100. Side note and a little fun fact, they do want $1,650 as a security deposit. So someone would have to come up with $2,750 just to get their foot in the door. If we come back to the original graph and we plug in the bottom of the barrel one bedroom for a minimum wage worker today, they still cannot afford the one bedroom apartment. But double the minimum wage is going to end up spending 47%. So double the minimum wage, bottom of the barrel one bedroom is equivalent to the average apartment at minimum wage in 1980. And if we go one step further, $1,100 for the college graduate, it's going to be 28%. But the college graduate's also going to have about $500 of student loans, which is 13% more. So 41% for the college graduate today, they're spending on housing, bottom of the barrel, and student loans. So this isn't to point fingers. This isn't about sacrifice. This isn't about the other generations. This is about where we currently are and what people are going, our young adults are going through. So we need to be aware of what's happening, and we need to make a change so that the next 10 years doesn't continue on this trajectory. I recently made a video.
Right. So that one is more towards renting, and just it's reinforcing what we talked about the previous clip, but I want to talk more. It's more reacting to the rent prices. So a lot of people think renting going to save them. It's not. Everything going sky high.
Yep.
You know, so he just broke down that now. So I'll let y'all go ahead and react, and I'll give my 2 cents afterwards.
The rents here have been going up. He said the average rent was what, $1,700? I think it's higher here, isn't it?
Well, he looked for the bottom of the barrel because they said some of the older people complained. So he looked for the bottom of the barrel. They're in here, Orlando, and he found a one bedroom. The minimum was like $1,100.
Yeah, you might find some in the hood, one of them all bills paid joints.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can find something. Like I say, it depends on where you're gonna go.
Right.
You have where do you want to stay?
On the doors and the windows.
Right, but I'm talking about where you safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the thing, is like I've never understood why people think, well, I'm going to rent. Why that's supposed to save them. That's not saving you. You're actually spending more of your income, and that's income that's gone. That's not counting towards your saving. That's something that you're not dumping towards your last name. So as he showed you, like 50% of your income's gone. 40-50% of your income's gone.
Yeah, it's gone out of there.
Then you got the other 30%, 20-30% going on beside.
Yeah, but devil's advocate of that, he also shows you what it is to buy a home. So
right.
You making that $50,000-$60,000 a year.
The point of what I'm saying is, which one would you rather? At least when you buying a home, that money is not going out the window. That money is going towards it's actually increasing.
But you got to get it though. But you got to get the home though.
Right.
Man, I understand. Yeah, if you had the money to do either or, yeah, you want to buy. But if you don't have that, you're not making that income. You just said 75,000. You can't even get in the door.
You can. You got to take our advice. Then you got to take our advice. Move out.
That's when you got to get creative. And
you got to be creative. You know what I'm saying? There's a way to skin a cat, but you know. My point is that people think renting gonna save you, and it's actually just making it worse. You just kicking the can down the road.
Yeah, and then you got to think about when that lease is up at the end of the year. You don't renew at a cheaper price.
Right, exactly.
Very rarely
it's gonna be
the same price.
Right,
correct.
Right.
Correct.
So,
But to his point, Yip said it. I don't see a magic pill in order to resolve that issue. That issue is going to be here. It's always going to be where Yip said you're not making enough coming out of college to just go ahead and support yourself. Whether you buy or whether you rent, you're gonna have to be creative here on Ford. Because prices is not going to come down, but income is still going to continue to go at its trajectory that it's been going at. So you know what I'm saying, interest rates are going down this year. So when interest rates go down, home prices is going to go up again. So you know what I'm saying, I hope he ain't thinking, you know what I'm saying, we finna bridge the gap. So it's going to continue to be a problem, and you can either complain about it or you can figure out a creative way to resolve your situation. Period.
And that reminds me of an old video where Andrew Tate was talking about, like, they all just have their own house. Him and his brothers staying in one big house and share cars and everything. That way you can split the cost.
Exactly. I mean, that's what I've always told you. That's what I've done when I first got to Houston. I had roommates until I was, I want to say 30 years old. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I had roommates until I was like, it was my first, I either had a live-in girlfriend or a roommate till I was like 30 years old. You know, you got to do what you got to do, man. Yeah, a lot of boys talking about the income tax.
You paying more for a live-in girlfriend.
You got live-in girlfriend. You got rent and a girlfriend. That's
right. But my point is I've only lived by myself. Not if you got a living girlfriend that's on that Section 8. You got one of them Section 8 vouchers. You know what I'm saying? Living girl where you can save some money for you.
Be in the house.
That's a different. You ain't supposed to be in the house. That's a different show.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Hypothetically, allegedly.
$20 a month on rent.
Yeah, $5 a month on rent. You can stack some money for a couple of years and get your down payment. Allegedly. Supposedly, hypothetically. You know what I'm saying? But I'll go ahead and let you react while I pull up the.
I think that living together, like family members, that's a good way to do that. But I think there's a stigma in especially our community is living with somebody. Most time they want to find their own place, you know. And they're not thinking about that down the road, 5 years down the road. It's a who you live with. You live with such and such,
Right. I mean, but hey, it's just we supposed to be survivalists. That's the way to survive. Where it's. But the thing is, we can't get along. In our community, that's the issue. You know what I mean? So
we used to be able to.
Yeah, I mean, just depends on what point in time you're talking about. So I mean, but
there's other other cultures that it's 3-4 families staying in the home, and then when they do save their money up, boom, they can get their own spot. They don't have to worry about the price and all that because they have that money saved up.
Right. Yep. Right. I mean, I've seen I've said this on several shows before. I helped, people from different nationalities, different cultures. I've seen fresh off the plane, just got the Social Security number, and it's a family affair. They're investing in real estate from the jump. They got to get a strategy from the jump, from touching down. So you just got to put together a strategy and get serious with life. It's the long-term strategy. It's not just a living condition. It's a wealth strategy. Period. And we can help you with that. Contact any one of the professionals here. We can help you with that. I want to play this, since a lot of people like to argue and play devil's advocate. I ain't gonna name them names, but I want to play a contrarian clip here. I want to see what people got to say with this clip right here. So let's go ahead. Let's play this contrarian clip right here. A lot of people go with this. I even heard a lot of mortgage brokers and not mortgage brokers, but I heard real estate brokers talk about this a lot.
terrible investment.
But the American dream is to own a house and a white picket fence and a dog.
Those people didn't do the math.
Mr. Grant Cardone, well, we don't necessarily agree on everything when it comes to investing. I got to give you props on this. Homes are one of the worst investments in the world.
If you do the math on a house, it's really never paid an investment. Warren Buffett owns one home. He has never in any of his millions of interviews ever attributed his wealth to a home.
Again, I got to agree. When you're trying to make money, when you're trying to stack equity and build a fortune for yourself, having that much dead money into a home that's going to go up 2 to 3% per year is not a smart financial investment.
Elon Musk, richest man in the world, owns 0 homes. He never attributes his wealth creation from a home. It's from businesses. Owning a business, running a business, growing a business, contributing to a business is what creates wealth, not a house. Who benefited from the homes? The banks did. Banks are making 7 to 8%.
I got to agree. When you actually look at the fundamentals of buying a home, you're spending 7 to 8% on interest rate. You're paying 1% to 2% on property tax, insurance. You're running a 10 to 12% loss per year just to own that home. Now, if you're going to buy a home because it's something for you and your family, not a problem. But don't sit there and fool yourself in thinking that it's an investment. Well done, Grant Cardone.
Homes are a terrible investment.
But the American dream is.
All right, I'll open the floor up on that, man. Who want to chime in? Do you agree, disagree? Go ahead. I just open
You
it
know
up.
what? And you know, yeah, I don't. Him and Dave Ramsey, I don't.
Bear. Get out of here.
I don't need to get at him, but I mean, we've talked before about how most of the people with wealth in the United States own real estate. He named one person that didn't.
He named 2. I give him that. He named 2.
One person. And I guarantee, what is Elon Musk? I guarantee Elon Musk owns some real estate somewhere.
Right.
Yeah, but I think where he's coming from.
I mean, I don't. But I've heard that from him before. That he don't believe in buying a house. I don't think he said he doesn't even own a house. Whatever. I don't know how he lives, but
He rent everything.
yeah, he don't believe in saving either. So I mean, he got some different ideas. I don't know. I'll leave that to y'all. I don't know. Maybe y'all know something a little bit more
I
about
can see
it.
where he's coming from an investment standpoint. Like, everybody needs somewhere to live, so you got to have somewhere to stay. So as far as a primary residence, I wouldn't look at that as really like an investment. But if you're looking to invest, you definitely want, like they say, you want doors. You don't want to rely on just one person paying your mortgage or paying that mortgage bill for you on your investment property. You want as many people as you can get on one piece of land to pay for that. So I kind of get where he's coming from that standpoint, but it's kind of counterintuitive if he's trying to shame people for buying a house to have somewhere to live, because just like we talked about how challenging it is to rent, if you could buy it, it makes more sense because you have more of a concrete number that you pay every month until the next year when you got to check the property taxes and see if the insurance is going to be the same and that type of stuff. But like we said, at the end of that year on that lease, the price going up on that lease, no question.
Right.
So, yeah, it just all depends on how you look at it.
Well,
So when it comes to Grant Cardone, you know what I'm saying? I think depending on your tax bracket depends on how you look at money and how you look at structures and investments. Grant Cardone could sit there and say that I don't need a primary residence, a waste of money. I think for majority of America, it is definitely an investment. We sit here and look at people's finances all the time, and people aren't able to save 6 months reserves just for their regular life, just for regular bills. So here it is, you take money and you put that inside the place you're living. It's a forced savings so that in 10 years you have something to show for it. So you know what I'm saying? For Grant Cardone got a ton of different businesses. He don't need to own his own spot that he lives in now because he got different investments, different businesses that's going to pay him. But I think to the average American, you definitely want to look at your home as a wealth building tool and definitely an investment because that's going to help you be wealthier down the line, and especially if your money habits are bad.
Right. I definitely agree. I think you got to put it in perspective. I think he did that as kind of the troll and to kind of get people starting to talk. And and he didn't put it in context on purpose. If you put it in context, say it again.
and to sell his program.
Right, to sell his program. So I think it was a marketing tool, which is marketing genius, but you got to put it in context. And I think once you go through the actual program, it makes sense. If you're in business and you're top 1%, and yeah, it doesn't make sense to own a primary residence, because think about it. If I'm got a mansion and I got all these property taxes, which is $30,000-$40,000 a year, distant taxes, the gardening and the landscaping is $5,000-$6,000 a month. Does it make sense to go ahead and own this when I can use this as a work? I could lease this under my business as a tool for my business, and then write the whole thing off.
Yeah.
So if you're in a different tax bracket, but if you're an average American that like Corey said, that can't save, and it's a forced savings, a way to let the money and the asset appreciate and work for you. So yeah, so yes and no. I see where he's saying as far as if you're a top 1%er, yeah, that makes sense. But if you're an average American,
99%.
yeah, if you're the rest of everybody else, yeah, you want to get real estate, and it makes a lot of sense to invest in real estate, because it's a safe investment. Like Patrick always says, 45% yield every year, so it's safe. A lot of people, and I do always push businesses. I do always, hey, invest in your business, make your business. Instead of just sitting there, money sitting there in the bank, I say invest in the business, fuel your business. Take that cash and fuel your business. I would say that instead of having money sitting in the bank.
Yeah,
but
and that's the other thing. The last thing I would add is, he sliced the hell out of that video. I'm pretty sure, there were some points there that Grant probably made that kind of fully thought out that whole concept that he had and let people understand. But he spliced the hell out of that to make a point.
Right. He sliced the hell out of that and get them so we can look at.
Hey, Grant been saying that for years though, so I
Grant been saying that. I've even had brokers say, "What do you think about Grant Cardone with don't invest in real estate?" And I get clients jumping on board of that. Like, man, that's a small percentage. Most people, just the tax benefits alone, you could win off of investing in real estate. So depreciating them houses, depreciation, so you can win just off of that. So if you're not rolling like that, yeah, I mean. Said like that's what they say. 70-80% of all millionaires, not all millionaires, make money off of real estate. You know what I mean? But 70-80%. The majority.
Yeah, you make that statement and then you name one person.
Right. But
I know this one person that doesn't do it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. He was trying to. That's the new age. You try to stand out to be weird to win. You know what I mean? And that's what he did. That's all. That's all he did. Hyman, you want to chime in on that?
You should go ask what's his name with Amazon. Ask him how much real estate he owns.
Right.
Bezos? He's a bad
Bezos, but I don't know. Them dudes rent a lot of that space. They get somebody else to, I don't know if you know, like big corporations like Home Depot, they rent that space a lot of times.
Oh yeah. They don't buy that land. Oh yeah.
They rent the land. Just cut the check.
They lease the. Yeah,
so that's that method that Grant Cardone was talking about. This makes sense to just go ahead and lease it as opposed to paying the property tax.
Well, the thing about that is that on the commercial side, they actually, like how you talked about, buy the land to lease it back to the corporation for the tax write-off.
Some of them do that as well.
A lot of them do that.
Right.
Just a solid plan.
Right. So you want to react to that video, Hyman, before we go to the next one? What you thinking, Grant? Man, I think this is right up your alley, man. Like I said, I coming right at you.
You're a 10Xer.
Because he said investing?
Yeah, he was talking about it. He said housing is a bad investment.
The guy with the ponytail was speaking of investing as your primary home as your investment. That's what they were talking about. As far as purchasing it as real estate as an investment, it's a solid opportunity. Grant Cardone brags about that he owned millions of dollars, so you can't really say that you don't own a real estate wealth building, not a wealth building tool. But as a primary residence, that's the angle that they were taking. And even then, so like everybody already said, your primary residence is your first investing tool to allow you to propel you to the next one. You do it right? Even if you do it wrong the first 5 years, if you get it right the next 2 years, you still can go in and get some money out and go make another opportunity, whether it be investing in B's shampoo, doggy shampoo, or whatever the case may be.
Right.
Here's the thing, I'm saying. Well, you're saying
coming tomorrow on that, but yeah.
Hold on. Here's the thing, I'm saying. Where I'm glad you clarified. I'm saying as far as Grant Cardone talks about, he's specifically talking about primary residence, right? Because he owns 7,000 plus stores. He has his own real estate fund to where people can put in money in and then invest. When you talk about Warren Buffett never cut his teeth on real estate. He made his money in stocks. But Warren Buffett over the years have bought and been a part of some large real estate companies. So you know what I'm saying? People
Berkshire Hathaway, yeah.
Prime example, Berkshire Hathaway. And then they also have a mortgage company too. They have another company that bought some rentals and some other stuff. So you know what I'm saying? Even though Warren Buffett didn't grow his money that way, essentially, you know what I'm saying, he saw the value in real estate to get in himself, which you know what I'm saying they negated to say anything about. Even when you talk about our culture, right? You talk about Killer Mike, you talk about T.I., you talk about Jeezy, you talk about Jay-Z, you talk about Floyd Mayweather. All of these guys talk about and brag about their real estate holdings. Floyd Mayweather brag about the real estate holdings that he have in New York, the buildings that he have in New York, the developments that he's doing. These people don't do this if real estate is a bad investment.
Right. Yeah. So, you know, it's all taken in context. Again, I think he was trolling. You know, also, I don't know if y'all knew that.
To not to buy a house.
Say it again.
Is it a subliminal message to the young people about not buying a house?
I mean, either he was trying to get more renters, or he was trying to get more eyeballs on marketing to try to cause controversy. I'm
talking about the original guy who created the post, which is the guy with the mohawk. Looked like he's a fighter.
He was reacting to the Grant Cardone post.
But what does he do? He's a
real estate investor.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I think they're specifically talking about single family.
I don't know if they're talking about single family because Grant Cardone is talking about buying a real estate houses and investment period. That's been his moniker for a decade plus.
Yeah, like single family.
Two things before you get in. I don't know if you knew that Warren Buffett backtracking. Warren Buffett owned a furniture store as well. What's the name of that furniture store right there on I-10?
IKEA?
Not IKEA, but the
Rooms
one
to Go.
Not Rooms to Go, but the other one that's kind of rival gallery. That's higher end.
Rooms to Go would have been a good one.
Yeah, he owns Stars. I don't know. Stars Furniture is Warren Buffett.
Stars Furniture.
Yep.
I thought they was kind of falling by the wayside anyway.
Yeah, I thought they was.
They fell off a long time ago.
Yeah, but
Warren Buffett probably come in and save them.
But he owns the Berkshire Hathaway. All of them in the same bucket of companies, you know. But anyway, that's still a real estate play because they buy the real estate and they, you know, and the furniture store on top of it, you know, pays for the property taxes. So it's still a real estate play with the franchising and all that. But anyway, also, I disagree with Greg Cardone about two things. That about the real estate as your primary resident being a bad investment. Just buying a house, period, is a bad investment. It's not an investment. It's a liability. I disagree with that. And then I disagree with he's not the best salesman on the planet. That's me. You know what I'm saying? So he's the sales trainer on the planet. I'm the best sales trainer on the planet. So I always say I'll challenge Greg Cardone one-on-one any time of day, you know, as far as sales training. So, but that's the two things I always did. But I like some of his motivational stuff. You know, I disagree with his techniques, you know, but yeah. I think his sales technique is garbage to me. I said it on record. Let's go at it.
Let him say the N word.
Huh?
I said he's gonna ask you if you're gonna let him say the N word.
Yeah, that's another thing. He won't be too cool. You know, I understand you bumping Jeezy in the rate, but you're not that cool, bro.
All right.
You know. So, but let's go to the next one. These two really for Patrick, man. You know, Patrick missed out today. You know, I know Patrick hates these type of videos.
He's stirring the
But
pot.
I got to play him, man. I got to play him, man.
Black and proud and niggas too. White folks are planning for 3 generations, and we're planning for Saturday night. The goal for us is to win, not to look like we're winning. I would rather carry a plastic bag with $5,000 in it than to carry a $5,000 Louis Vuitton bag. You just looking like you winning. You ain't winning. Louis Vuitton is winning, Nike's winning, money is winning, Gucci's winning. It's interesting to me that the rich stay rich by pretending to be poor, and the poor stay poor by pretending to be rich. And if we do not fix this level of financial illiteracy, lots of reasons why we are at the bottom of every single economic statistic that matters. We cannot be black and proud and niggas too. White folks are planning for 3 generations, and we're planning for Saturday night.
So I just wanted to make sure we got the Patrick. You dipped out on that.
Pat was waiting for his moment. Pat was waiting for his moment. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Oh, this is my video right here. I'm checking in.
Right.
So yeah, man. I gotta put one. I always gotta put one in there, man. Got to put one in there, man. We're gonna keep hammering. I'm looking at some of the podcasts. You know, they got a theme, man. It's the theme. We teach financial literacy too through real estate. You know what I mean? So this is a little bit different twist. He kind of nailed it home, man. Which one you gonna be? You can't be both. So
Yep.
which one y'all want to go ahead and chime in on that?
Shoot, there ain't nothing else left to say about that.
He dropped the mic on that one.
Right. At first, we got to change the mindset.
Right.
Thinking that, getting that shows that we're successful.
Right. Anybody else want to chime in?
Yeah, he laid it out perfectly. You can't be both. The looking like you got money. I've seen, many things where they show like how what's his name? What's the Microsoft dude? Gates. If you saw him on the street, you think he was like he's just like a bum.
Right.
But you'll go and get your little money and go and run to Louis or Gucci to buy $800 belt or $1,000 belt to impress people.
Yeah, you gotta tuck your shirt in the front so people.
Yeah, you gotta tuck your shirt in so everybody can see it, because you can't spend that kind of money and nobody see it.
Right.
That's true.
To impress people that, I like that. That's all right. Impress the
say all
Joneses, and the Joneses got their own thing going on.
Hey, I say all the time, a lot of times we choose luxury over practicality. Right, you know what I'm saying? And that's anything that we do as a culture, which I don't necessarily understand. Look, you work hard, you make the money, go do it. Go get your Louis V, Gucci, whatever the case may be. But if you're not at that financial status yet, then you know what I'm saying, it's unnecessary for you to do this just so some other body could comment you on your belt. Or, you know what I'm saying, try to see you as a certain status. You know what I'm saying? That puts no money in your pocket at all. A lot of times, you know what I'm saying, we take a look at people financials all the time. We see where people went overpaid for these cars. You know what I'm saying? They're paying $1,300 payments for Miatas. You know what I'm saying? Which is unnecessary. Because who are you trying to impress? You know what I mean? Being in this industry, you know what I'm saying, some of the richest people that I've ever seen is people that you will never even know. You would think they'll blow Joe off the street. They show up in a 4-door Honda Civic. You know what I'm saying? Got regular clothes on, you know what I'm saying? Flip-flops, whatever the case may be. Maybe a polo shirt or whatever. And then they come in, you know what I'm saying? And they show you their financials. Okay, we can deal with that. But I don't think, you know what I'm saying, as a culture, we trying to get there because we too impressed and too busy trying to impress other people. That's not putting any money in our pocket, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Goes back to that video from last week. How to sell.
But and then at the same time, we confuse brand names with luxury and quality.
Yep.
Just because it says something on it don't mean it's quality.
That thing made in Vietnam and China like the rest.
Hey,
I'm gonna let everybody get in. Because
they start talking just because it got something on it.
Right. I'm gonna let everybody get in because I got a little mini sermon.
Back in the day, I used to work at a little clothing store, and they had two sets of jeans. One jeans had a name brand, the other jeans didn't. They were made by the same company,
Right.
and they would charge hella on the ones with the name brand, and not that much on the other, and they were the same ones.
Hey, let me find out.
Same jeans.
Right.
Nobody was buying them, but nobody would buy them.
Hyman, you want to chime in on that before?
Nah, it's been touched, man.
You know?
It's already been touched, man.
Nah, I ain't gonna be touched.
Hyman, you got a Gucci belt, Hyman. Is that why you got quiet?
Actually, you know what? No, I bought a Gucci belt back in 97. I had a Versace belt. I had a pair of Gucci shoes. It was just the flyest thing to have. But I'm from the hood. You know what I mean?
Right.
To show that you have status with the young ladies and to show that you can keep up with the dope boys. You know what I'm saying? They got money like out the wazoo. I just worked at Burger King, so I took 2 or 3 paychecks in one day.
But worked overtime.
Yeah, man, that's when we were making $4.25 an hour to be exact, though. So you imagine how much work that was included to go get a $900. To go get a $900 pair of shoes, and back then the Gucci belt was about $225. And it wasn't the big one with the big G. It was like you wouldn't know it was a Gucci belt, like I told you, because it had like the regular couple buckles about this big, and it had the slight G in it. So it wasn't nothing. And then the Versace belt had all of the Versace heads all the way around it on a leather belt. Like,
stay with that shirt tucked in.
Yeah, man.
Look, stay. That was unnecessary limits. Get them, Pat. Tell them how unnecessary that was.
No, I don't think it's unnecessary. And if you're making enough money to where all of your expenses covered and you have disposable income, why not? I have to tell some of my older retired clients sometimes, hey, you worked all your life, 20, 30 years and saved this big bucket of money. Why don't you go out and enjoy yourself a little bit, spend a little money? I have that conversation at the beginning of the year, end of the year when we're doing income planning. So if you're set up correctly and you got free cash flow, and you can afford to do those things, why not? But if you don't, then you definitely shouldn't, right? That's kind of my point of view on it.
If I can get 2-3 minutes, man, I got an angle.
Man, you got 2 minutes, dog.
I think I can make
Start the clock.
I think I can make the point in 2 minutes.
I thought I was clean, man. I had the Dada shoes on, my piece of chain, my fresh polo, man. That was my little hoodoo I had. That was my price.
And I'm about to piggyback.
Man, I can't see that.
Right.
I can't see that, man.
I'm about to piggyback. I'm about to piggyback what Hyman's saying. I'm gonna play devil advocate, and I'm saying that I'm playing this to make a point. It feels good. It feels good. I seen Whoopi Goldberg, one of her first specials. She said, "Man, you can't stop kids from having sex because it feels good."
That it does. It
still feels good, though.
So, so you're talking about buying these material. You talk about buying these material items. Socially, we made it to where it feels good. So how you gonna tell these kids to stop buying this stuff when it's a dopamine rush? It's an adrenaline rush. I don't have the disposable income to hop out of plane, but I could buy them Jordans. I could damn near kill myself financially. That's our rush. That's our daredevil. I'm gonna go ahead and bankrupt my paycheck. I'm gonna go ahead and spend all my paycheck. I'm gonna do something stupid. And that's what we do as kids. It feels good to mess up. It's a self-destructive thing that we have going. And until that stops, think about it. It's the instant gratification. If I don't sit there and work out, I'm not gonna be shredded. So when I go to the club, damn, I can't compete with the muscle bound boys. So I'm gonna go ahead and get me a piece of chain. They have the girls look at me since they can't look at my body.
Hey, that's what Pimp C was saying.
You see what I'm saying? So All right, I can't. I like you said, he tried to keep up with the D boys. I ain't got the money like the D boys, but I can. All right, let me buy this article to make it look like I'm one of the D boys. Because I got the financial. I ain't got the hustle like the D boys. I got the. I ain't trying to be out there like the D boys. But let me get that attention. I can get that little glimpse of attention. It's too much social pressure. Until we got to rechange the focal point of what society is wanting, the peer pressure. It's not gonna go nowhere because it feels good.
But I kind of see like it was kind of transitioning where, like, for example, I think was it like before he got locked up, was a Young Thug's girl bought him some land for his birthday or something like that. So you start seeing stuff like that, but then it was like had a little upward trajectory. Then all of a sudden you ain't see nothing about it no more.
But it's more of instant gratification that I can't wait to discipline. I can't wait, and I can't discipline myself to get it on my own. Like the females, if it's growing my hair, I'm just going to get the Brazilian number 5 instead of just growing my hair out naturally. Like that. So I'm gonna go and get the silky for $500. I'm gonna go and get this Birkin bag purse instead of knowing I can't afford, but I'm gonna look like I'm a boss chick. So it's that instant gratification. I need it now in order to get that attention. That attention is the drug.
So we shouldn't say anything or educate the youth because they're gonna spend their money on stupid stuff anyway. Is that what we saying?
Nah, I'm playing devil's advocate.
Okay.
What I would say is let's go to the root of the problem is that we have to put something else in its place. What are you proposing to put in this place that feels adequately the same? Because think about it. You talking about discipline and saving. That's because we're older in age and now we have wisdom. Now it's easy to like, man, that ain't worth it. But back then, it was worth it.
Oh yeah, especially when you graduate from high school, you get your first real job.
Nah, it ain't working. I'm not chasing like I used to. But when I was chasing, whatever I need to chase, that's what I'm gonna get. Because that was the most important thing in the world to me.
I think the gratification is not, you know what I'm saying, is not the approval or the you know what I'm saying, what other people's feedback on what they think you got. You know what I'm saying? The actual, you know what I'm saying, if we taught our youth how to be financially literate, being able to get up and go down on a walk of a dime to a car dealership and be able to pick up an economical car is status. That's probably what 90% of your friends is not going to be able to do. If you want to somebody say, hey, look, man, let's go to Galveston for the weekend. Let's go ahead and rent a hotel. 90% of your friends are not going to be able to do that, but you're going to be ready. You know what I'm saying? So I think the status is when people see you responsible with your money and you're able to do things that they don't do.
Is that what you want it to be, or that's what it is?
That's what it is for some people, for some young kids, and some kids it's not. But it's all about the education that you provide to them.
They have to see it.
It's all about the education.
They're gonna have to see it because they see
the
D boys out there.
What it is right now is that I'm a hot boy because I got the Corvette. You don't know that I had my mama cosign. I did all of this stuff to get it, and I got a note that I can't afford, and it's gonna get repoed the next. And I'm behind 3 months on that thing. But I got it.
But who do they have as mentors that's telling them not to? That's the thing. You
got
D boys. You got D boys as your mentor. Of course, you're gonna go down there and spend that money. Right. If you got your dad, be like, man, don't be a fool. Take your ass down there and spend that money on that car that you ain't got, and your mama ain't co-signing for you. So you need to get your credit together. Guess what they gonna do? They gonna figure it out. They gonna get their stuff together.
Now you understand what I'm talking about masculine energy. All of a sudden, a few weeks ago,
my first car, my mama wouldn't co-sign.
I'm thinking of my imagination.
It must be moving the goalposts. You're still moving the goalposts. That has nothing to do with this conversation. That has absolutely nothing to do with this conversation.
Now, Daddy knows
How
something.
did I know
now.
B was going to spend this to be about him and his point?
Wow, I don't think
but I mean, we have to be examples for our kids, though. Well, like you say, if all they see are the D boys, then yeah, that's what they gonna. So we got to come back in our community and let them see that.
There you go.
You can do well. Now you don't have to spend your money on all this other stuff. That's not what you need to be striving for.
Yeah,
they got to see an example of it.
It goes back to the point where we talk about generational curse. what your environment is, what you see the people above you do is what likely you're gonna follow in the footsteps, right?
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? If they see you being financially responsible and they see you on their heads and teaching them at a young age how to be financially responsible, that's exactly what they're gonna do.
Right.
Yeah.
And I
Not clout chase.
But even as adults, we still had this problem. So instead of that dopamine hit,
We do. And that's the problem.
We getting the dopamine hit by seeing those boxes with the smiley faces stacked 5 feet high in front of your door every day.
Right.
Facts.
So, I was just saying that just by preaching at them, you're not gonna solve the problem because it feels good. You're not gonna overcome that dopamine rush. You have to give them, in order to treat a drug addict, you have to give them a different drug.
Unless you do like the Nate, strap them down in the bed.
That's it.
You have to give them an alternative. You have to give them an alternative. Now,
damn, B. To get them off drugs, you got to give them another drug? How about we get them off drugs altogether?
Is that not how they treat drug addicts?
What?
No, I think I got one.
Is that not how they treat drug addicts?
I don't know.
So-
I do they treat drugs.
I never
think
been on drugs, so I wouldn't be able to.
When I look at my bank statement or my investment account balance, that's a rush of dopamine.
Right.
There you go.
But
Right.
you're
And so I think that's
Generation
the
X, though.
trade-off. You know,
Patrick, you're my age.
I don't want to buy a new pair of Jordans. I want this account to stay over $10,000, right? So when I look at my statement, and like you say, hey, well, my birthday weekend coming up, I'm gonna go to the Caribbean for a week, right? But it's done. You know what I mean?
School, you my age, school.
But a young person would feel the same way.
No, they don't. They're thirsty.
I have 2 daughters. They're 10 and 11, and they recently got debit cards towards the end of last year. They don't spend.
You couldn't tell them
money,
nothing.
And I just told them how the debit card work. I said, hey, this your PIN code. Watch this YouTube video to see how to use it, how to swipe it. That's it. They don't spend their money. They come and they say, hey, Daddy, how much I got in my account? You know, I'm $80, and they excited. You know, so
teach them at a young age. There you go.
Well, yeah, well, that too. They do spend. They leave them. They intentionally leave them at home, but that's a different conversation.
Right.
But they are excited to know what that balance is and that it's growing. And
Well,
so I think that applies for anybody.
No, see, Patrick, I be liking you, bro, but you somewhat delusional at some point. You know, teenagers are different than toddlers.
Right? They're not toddlers. They tweens.
10 or 11 years old ain't toddlers.
Well,
They want the fly.
I don't know what age you're
toddlers.
All I see was pictures. I was trying to be generous. I don't know. I
At the
thought they
same
were
time,
maybe 8 or 9. I don't know. That's not the point of what I'm saying. The point of what I'm saying
is just like it feels good to buy that belt or to buy those, you know, those designer shoes and walk around in them. It feels good too when you get that statement in the mail and that account balance is right. That's
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm not disagreeing.
No, you're right. I still want to enjoy.
And I think that applies to anybody. I don't care how old you are.
Well, my premise is that is that feeling marketed in society as being greater than what we have right now?
I don't know. I don't think you could put a price on security.
Right, but we wise when don't forget they don't have the developed frontal lobe at that as a teenager.
True. That's true.
You have experience.
So Patrick, at your age now, and you explained this to your 13, 14-year-old self, would you listen?
Too young. At least say his 21-year-old self.
21. Would you listen?
I'm saying you can still get the nice shoes and the nice belt as long as your financial foundation is set up. If it's not, then you don't need to do it.
Let me ask you this.
So let me ask you this. Right now, Pat? Pat,
say it again.
Right now, man?
Me? Yeah,
Okay,
if you got disposable, if you have disposable income, I don't see why not.
Yeah, I'm saying, hey.
And gold is an asset class. Gold is an asset class, right? So it's at near its high, 1,800. You know, why not?
Price of gold is going up. You better go get it.
Let me ask you this. And I don't want you. Let's remove personal out of this. Let's talk in general. When I say in general, 51 people. If you did it, lined up 100 people, 51 will agree to this. That's what I mean by in general, not personal. So let me ask you this: most people would say, especially with daughters, that they don't have that feeling of, if I spend all this money, that I will be homeless. They don't have that same threshold that we did. Like, hey, if I, this would make me learn as an adolescent going after college, like, hey, damn, these lights are not gonna get paid if I don't pay them.
Right.
So at that age, you hadn't developed that yet.
Chain, man.
Yeah.
That's how I get my piece of change. So I'm yeah.
I'm with you, bro.
Step up, Pat.
What in the world?
Hey, spin it on him, Pat. Spin it on him.
If the account is right, man, why not?
You ain't got that out of the safe, huh?
hey, Patrick and I'm about to go down the Care Road.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We see you at the plate.
Right. Man, Patrick, please tell me you ain't wear that, man. I'm about to switch financial advisor. Make a bad decision.
Yeah, thank you, Patrick.
I'm messing with you, man. I'm messing with you.
Hey, if the financial foundation is right, man, go and spend some of that disposable income because you earned it.
Let me make my point. Let's get to the last couple of clips. So, would it be safe to say that most teenagers don't have that threshold of, hey, I could be homeless? So they're gonna kind of test the waters. They at a rebellious age anyway. So I'm gonna go ahead, spend that money on the dress, spend that money on these shoes, because I know that food is gonna be on the table at 7:00.
Yes.
I agree with that.
Yeah, the majority of any kid.
51 out of 100. Would y'all say that is the truth?
I think it'll
Right
be
now.
more than 51.
Unfortunately, that's very true.
I think it'll be more than 51.
So how can we in turn teach financial discipline when there is no consequences?
I don't know. I use a goal-based approach, right? Figure out what it is that they want, right? That's financial, that actually costs money, right? And have them set that goal and just build out whatever it's supposed to look like. And when they don't reach their goal, they're going to be disappointed. And maybe it'll change their behaviors or decision making.
I'll go ahead and open that up. That's an open-ended question. Anybody want to answer that?
Well,
go ahead.
You got it.
Go ahead, bro.
Man, I got 2 adult kids though. You know what I'm saying? So I'm speaking from true experience on this one. Well, I think I'm only got. Oh, Corey got an adult kid. B, you got adult kids there?
Yeah.
No, they little.
They little.
They toddlers.
They talk.
Hey, I don't know.
They toddlers at 22.
I was being polite.
They 12-year-old toddlers.
They 12-year-old toddlers.
11.
I'm being polite. I don't want to say they teenagers or tweens. I didn't know how old they are.
The generation that we're trying to raise kids financially in is super tough. I mean, I can honestly say when my mom was raising me, all she had to do was say, if you want that son, you got to go out there and work for it. I ain't got no money. You will feel embarrassed or feel less of a parent to tell your child that you don't have the money to get the things that they want. Period. Right? You could talk about all my children have worked for what they wanted. They was able to get it. They was able to get it. That was great. But the idea of teaching, helping them understand how to save money, I mean, it's just a decision tool that you have to constantly refine with how much money did you put up? Make sure you put some money up. Doesn't matter how much, just start somewhere. And that's the one thing that I try to talk to my kids about. I'm not saying you're going to be able to save thousands of dollars over the next year, but if you end up with $500, you have accomplished the goal, and not necessarily something that they can do, something that they choose to do with, which they can, but it's the idea of just doing it to show them that they have the ability. And that's just what I try to help with my children with, period.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Anybody want rebuttal before I'm switching the clips? I think this other clip will go better behind it than this one. So I'm switching clips.
But earlier, you get them started with that mindset and how to save and what that looks like, the better off.
Yeah, trying to take technique. I like that. Right. One second. I'm trying to find this damn clip, man. Here we go. All right. My thing is
I
this.
wish you didn't fire you, CJ.
Say what?
I bet he wish you didn't quit on him about loading the clips.
I've been knocking it out, man. Like I said, I've been knocking it out.
I don't know that you.
My thing is this. I think it's leadership in the community. I think we had combination of a couple of things back in the 1800s to 1900s, even the Jim Crow era.
Yeah. He's changed a long time, man.
With the polo
Man,
shirt.
you was a lot smaller, man. Damn, you look like a different person, man.
Yeah, man. I was 17 on this one.
Yeah. But let me read this. Fabian said, has anyone heard of the saying, don't spend all your money in one place? Yeah, of course, man. Don't get your bread, your meat in one spot. I heard all that stuff, man. But don't forget, we're older statesmen now, we're wise. I'm talking about at a young age, you're following peer pressure. We used to think it's ways to spend money. I mean, this peer pressure is outrageous. You want to keep up with the Joneses. We everything is thrown at you is advertising for you to spend money. All your favorite heroes, which are the rappers and the entertainers, when I grew up, is all about spending money, how much money they make, and what they spent it on. It's too much for you to decipher to overcome at that age until you sit back and have a reflection period and also experience to where, hey, damn, my lights thing got cut off. Damn, the water's off. Until you get that fire on you, it starts to become real. At that time, you still in la la land as a kid, because you know that when that toilet paper, when you get down to that last little spot, magically another full roll appears.
It just appears.
It disappears.
and
you eat that last slice of roast beef, boom, automatically, boom, it just reappears, it regenerates.
Think about it like this too. Like our parents and grandparents' generation, we had a lot more business owners,
right?
Small business owners. At that time, when they weren't in school, they was working at that shop, working at that store, working at that restaurant. So they saw firsthand what it took to run a business, what it took to be fiscally responsible. So, like once we lost a lot of that, all that knowledge, that mindset, that all went out the window.
Right. And like you said earlier, like that's the greatest. It's a double-edged sword, man. It says strong men make weak kids. And like, I spoiled my daughter. I did what it did. I threw money at the situation. That's what I knew. I know to work and I know to make money. You know what I mean? That's what I knew how to do. So whatever she wants, she got it. That's what it is. You hate to tell. How can I tell my only daughter no?
It's a gift and a curse.
It's a gift and a curse. How can I? You feel less, and they make it a difference. This might be a whole other podcast, especially when you're not in the house. You're not in the household. It makes you feel less of a man if you can't get what they ask for because you're not there. For me, if my daughter asked me for something, I ain't got it. I would feel like a piece of a POS. I can't say that especially when I know I got it.
I think
saying no and saying I ain't got it, two different things.
Correct. You know what I'm saying? I think what we do as parents, you know what I'm saying, we kind of crutch for our kids because we don't say no, we say yes. And then, you know what I'm saying, when they're 20 or 30 years old, they expect for us to continue to say yes. And then, you know what I'm saying, the truth of the matter is that, you know what I'm saying, a lot of parents feel like if I love my child, I'm going to give them everything they ask for, everything they want. But the truth of the matter is that, you know what I'm saying, if you love your child, you're going to tell them no. But just like my son knows, I'm not standing in no goddamn line for no Jordans. I'm not doing that. Don't even come ask me to stand in line for some Jordans. Don't even come ask me for no Jordans. You're going to take these Nikes, you're going to go on down the road. And he's the happiest kid ever. You know what I'm saying? Because the status bar is already set. It's just like taking that female on a date. You take her to
Cheesecake Factory.
You know what I'm saying? On the first date, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you go down from there? So, you know what I'm saying? I think it's for us to keep our kids humble. But I think for a lot of parents, which I get, we want to give our kids everything. But we're not setting them for success later on down in life. My opinion.
Right. So we started about at Applebee's, right, Corey?
Hey,
No, I'm sorry. McDonald's drive-through.
Popeye.
Hey, look. You heard Ocho. You heard Ocho. Hey, Lemons, you heard Ocho.
Yeah.
Ocho said our first date was going through McDonald's drive-through. She was like, "I'll take the number 3."
Yeah,
That's my ride or die. Let's roll. We get mad.
Man, that's Ocho Cinco. That's Ocho Cinco.
We
His
get
brand
mad.
is built up. Yeah, his brand is built up.
that 5 for 5.
Yeah,
You know
that
what I'm
brand.
saying? That 5 for 5. Come on.
I think you become the pressure more than the female would. I think we more insecure to do that. I'm not secure myself to do that because my brand not built up like that. You know, if I really want, if it was a female I'm trying to get at, I'm not even gonna risk it because I don't want I want to say no. I don't want to spoil my chances. So
What? B. Sean, he's vulnerable. Look at that. That's
yeah, I mean, this is this is psychology as well. You know what? If you try to get at this, if you trying to get at her for real, I'm not gonna play no McDonald's game to prove a point.
I'm doing that.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, let's be honest.
If you're superficial, I need to know up front. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't the one. There's a dude out there for you.
But
No
see,
problem.
this is the thing.
But it
This
ain't
is the
for me.
thing. This is where we differ. Is depending on how long you want to stick around. Because my thing is this is my philosophy on women. I'm gonna say this, you know, because if
you taking on the Mordens to try to get the draws? Is that what you doing, me?
Oh,
Is that what you? Is
this
that what
is
you
a
saying,
family
me?
show.
I'm gonna take.
This is a family show.
My bad. You right, B. You right, B. My bad. My bad.
This is a family show.
That's me. My bad.
Yeah, man, I don't know.
Family show.
Hold up, man.
I was trying to understand the point. I was trying to understand the point. My bad.
I'm trying to talk tongue in cheek, man. You know what I'm saying?
My bad.
Little red Corvette
Let's
wasn't
keep
talking
it
about a
PG.
Corvette.
Let's keep it PG.
You right.
Go ahead with the GTD.
Yeah, you taking it too far, man.
Oh man.
Yeah. Nah, man, it depends on how long you stick around, man. This is what I learned about. This is my philosophy. This is what I learned, especially when I got to Houston. You got to be like Looney Tunes, you know. And you have Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, and who's the other one? They be
Elmer
walking
Fudd.
through the desert. Elmer Fudd or whatever. You walking. Nah, who they hang around? There was Daffy Duck, Donald, Bugs Bunny, and somebody else they hung around. Anyway, they walking through the desert. Right? Porky the Pig. Yep, Porky the Pig. So they walking through the desert and they all tired and stuff. They tongue hanging out, they thirsty. And all of a sudden you see this oasis. And they go run to the oasis and they backstroking in the oasis, they drinking, and all of a sudden, then they rub their eyes, it's all sand. They spitting it out. So that's how you gotta be in Houston, man. You gotta look like you this oasis is full of water, and then before they realize it's sand, you gone.
That's too much work for me, man.
Hey, be the catfish to financially.
That's good with financial catfish, and that's what.
Now, my approach is a bit different. I don't want you thinking that I have a lot of money because that's going to change how you interact with me, right? So I keep my income under my hat for that reason.
Right.
Is that what the dating world is like, P? You gotta keep it close to the vest.
That's just how I choose to move.
Well, now, yeah, there's a difference between there's a 40-year-old something B and there's a 20-year-old something B. It's changed. Back then it was Fast and Furious. You know, now I got time to play these games. You know, let me see. You know, because I'm not. Before you rapid refine. You know, you rap it. You know what I'm saying? Because that testosterone on 10.
You gotta take them to flip a quarter at the water wall.
Yeah, now you more selective. You maneuver different. Your brain has evolved. You see what I'm saying? So back then, you know your brain don't really fully evolve until 25. You know, so let's get all the way to 100 with it. Let's look at this last. We got 2 more clips. Let's finish this up.
That's funny.
You know, but this is good advice though. This is a heartwarming story, man.
What's good advice? What's good advice? Taking remorse to get that on yada yada yada.
You got to do more than the GTD.
love that about y'all.
Depends
I took
on
care of everybody for a
Y'all
long
are-
time.
Y'all are natural givers.
I'm looking at the view. Very inspirational. I like it.
Look at that. You know, it's awesome though. My 3 sons had the thought process that they wanted me to see this because y'all want to make sure I'm straight.
You know I'm good for it, Tom. I mean, we.
Yeah.
Guys, they.
Yes, y'all, you and y'all, Bucky. Y'all want
Even
to
you
make
behind
sure.
the camera.
Appreciate
Yeah, Bucky ain't going nowhere. Bucky with daddy.
it. Yeah.
You sure about that, Tom?
Yeah.
Come join the team.
Bucky gonna stay with daddy. But for y'all three to just, want to put it together so that y'all make sure I'm straight when y'all gone is that's unbelievable, son. It almost provokes a tear. Look at that, man. It's one thing to look at the mountains, but it's one thing to be in the mountains. We're in the mountains.
that's
right now.
different.
And you know how much I love water, so just to walk and see this view. Pool.
Your life complete now, man.
We gotta win. That's when it's complete.
And the
You
lake
guys-
right there.
You guys are chipping in, trying to take care of me.
Yeah,
I
but
like
that's what I
that.
wanted to show. Best case scenario, man. I love to, get bought a house one day, but you know what I mean. That's when you really did it right. Now I know y'all gonna say that's prime, but I'll let y'all go ahead and react to that.
I didn't really hear what he was saying on there. What was
His three
His sons bought him that house.
Yeah, his 3 sons.
Oh, his
chipped in.
sons bought him that house.
Yeah, shit, he already
Oh,
had
really?
a bad house out there in Colorado. Shit, he got a badder house. So he in the mountains now. So
Yeah. I mean, they've been getting paper, but I just hope they got their own investments going.
Yeah. Well, Shador had he got the Rolls Royce. They got towed for parking at the campus.
Well, that campus police, they don't play. They tell everybody.
They don't play that.
Yeah.
You don't got your sticker.
They
We
like,
gonna
I
tell
don't
you
care
what
who
to
you
play.
is.
You can drive
They-
whatever
they-
you want.
Hey, look, I tell you, I'm saying, like being in college, they top flight out there. You know what I'm saying? They don't
Oh,
care
man.
who you is. You know what I'm saying? They try to make it, they gonna try to make a point. So
Yeah,
they don't,
in $1.
But yeah, that looked
but
nice though.
here's the thing. I just want to make a point. You know what I'm saying? That's his primary residence and they bought it for him. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't trying to hear, I just want to point that out. I ain't trying to hear what Grant Cardone talking about. You know what I'm saying?
I
but
mean,
nah,
I think it's good that they did that for him, right? To show that they care, and he helped raise them to who they are today. But I think that parents should definitely be buying kids houses or giving their kids down payments for houses. I see it in my office all the time. As soon as a kid finishes college, right, they get a check for $30,000 from their parents, $75,000, $175,000. And they start off life ahead. I think I see with a lot of people of color, but everybody has to take care of their parents when they get old and age and sick. That's different. That's not what I'm talking about. But I'm saying you need to have a bucket of money for your kids when they're like Deion's kids about to graduate college and start life, so they can start life ahead instead of playing catch up.
yeah. This is totally different though, because they already got paper.
Right. Deion been making money since the 80s, so I'm pretty sure those kids were well to do even before they started, doing well with college and NIL and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so that's just on top of what they were getting. So they don't have a problem with money even at this early age. Because now we even seeing like high school players buying Lambos, and so it's getting crazy out here on the athletic side.
So I say this that goes back to the point we talked about earlier, where the parents are the leaders that teach the youth, right? You know what I'm saying? And I think Deion has been selfless for so long, has always given back, has always taken his money to help others. I think that's ingrained in his kids to where he didn't have to talk to them or ask them to do that. They did it out the kindness of their heart because he's been doing it for years. He led by example. So I think it's a testament of the parent that Deion and his ex-wife. But I think it was a testament, you know what I'm saying, to the principles that he taught them, that they were selfless enough to, I'm not going to go buy this another 2 or 3 cars we gonna pitch in and help dad out and get him this house that we know he gonna love.
Right.
Yeah,
And I think the same thing can happen on a regular level where, you know what I'm saying, you could teach your kids the principles of money, the principles of understanding of being selfless. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't have to be on such a grand scale, but then they understand what to do with it. It's just ingrained in them because it was ingrained in them from a young age.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I think this was a lot of people thought everybody was hopping aboard Deion story because it was about football. Nah, this was about family. This is a family story. You know, I think I said it before and I'll say it again. I think he's teaching our generation how to be fathers. Like, you know, and how to show love, masculine love to your sons. Like, you know, he did what he needed to do. It's always a family. I thought for sure when he left Jackson State, I thought for sure they go split and do their own thing. I never thought that even the daughter rocked to Colorado. So they are really on all one accord. I thought for sure they was gonna do their own thing. You know, that's because that's what I'm used to. You know? So
I knew from the videos, you know what I'm saying? The videos, if you watch the videos, you know what I'm saying, of Deion and everything that they show, he's always been a close-knit family and about his kids. Even if somebody else had an opinion about it, you know what I'm saying, Deion didn't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, I'm gonna make sure my kids is straight. So I knew when he made the move to Colorado, which was surprising to me, you know what I'm saying? Maybe not some others, but it was surprising to me. When he made the move, he was going to make sure his kids were straight and set up to go with him.
right. And again, like I said, I thought I knew about Shador, but Shiloh and
Man,
Boston,
I was surprised about Shiloh. I thought he probably would have stayed.
Yeah,
No,
so
I'm not. I had some clients who moved from Houston to Jackson last year or the year before that, and they're back in Houston because they didn't have clean water, bro.
Right.
So yeah, bro, that town was not doing what it was supposed to do.
Right. I'm talking about as far as just I'm surprised we so especially, you know, I'm looking at my family, I'm looking at, you know, my mom's side of the family. We so actually both sides, we so separatists. Everybody trying to outdo each other. We don't work on one accord. Everybody, we competing against one another, you know, on the slick, you know, and I'm glad to see that Deion's showing us like, all right, man, it's who, you know, who we competing against. It's a family. They moving as a unit, you know, and like you said, he's been a good example, man. I like the way he's teaching them. I like the way they stay out of trouble. I like the way they floss a little bit because Deion was flashing. You know, but they still, you know, they still got faith behind them. They, you know, I like all that stuff. You know, it's a family. I'm a fan just because of the family and not the football thing. I'm just a fan about how he handling his business. You know, and he fought to get them kids. You know what I'm saying? So just to have them kids, to have custody of them kids is a miracle. You know. Yeah.
I'm a fan of B being a trendsetter because I never heard separatist before. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna have to start using that word. Now, since he put that thing out there, I don't even know it was in the dictionary, but we're gonna have to put that there. You know what I'm saying? Talk about putting that thing in the dictionary or something.
What separatist is what as far as what? Think you might have misheard me.
I'm talking about the word. The word separatist. I never heard of that.
He just was saying you have a nice vocabulary.
The vocabulary separatist. You know what I'm saying? I've never heard that word before. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to use that.
Right. what were they called? What was the people that called in the 60s?
No idea.
They called them hippies.
No.
Pimps. Pimps. I don't know. I'm saying the 60s. We talking about
the non-integrationalists. The people that was you got the Nation of Islam on one side. You had the Aryan Brotherhood on the other side. What were they called?
You going out my wheelhouse? I have no idea.
They're called separatists.
Oh,
they call separate.
Well, yeah, that is separatist. Yeah.
They want to keep it separated.
Yeah, they want to keep it separated. Yeah.
Hey, look, I ain't mad at you. I'm gonna have to use it.
Right. But no, that's let's go ahead this last one, man. This is the one your favorite clip here. So
last video, man.
Yeah, last video, man. It's your favorite clip. The behind the scenes, just give y'all behind the scenes. You know, somebody on the panel campaign and not put this one on, but this is actually my favorite one. I thought this is the best. This is the best clip that I've seen. This is the best meme that I've seen in a minute. I like it.
Marketing. If a circus is coming to town, and you put up a sign, that's advertising. If you put the sign on the back of an elephant and walk it into town, that's promotion. And if the elephant walks through the mayor's flower bed and the local newspaper writes a story about it, that's publicity. And of course, if you get the mayor to laugh about it, that's public relations. But if you tell them about the various entertainment booths you'll have, the fun they're going to have, answer their questions, that's sales. And if you planned the entire thing, that's marketing. Now, let me ask you, what is marketing? If a circus is coming to town and you put up a sign, that's...
Wow. So that was the best to me where you could describe marketing in less than 30 seconds. I'm going to memorize that and use that, a lot, I react first to it because, it's my idea. I think it's fire. A lot of people just don't realize what the totality. A lot of people confuse components of marketing as marketing in its entirety. That's only because that's promotion. That's advertising. That's different than marketing. Marketing is when you're in control of the whole thing. So that unravels a lot of the matrix, that unravels a lot of the behind the scenes, because a lot of these public these gimmicks that people getting shot and people running from white girls, was that marketing? Or was that advertising? I mean, you got to ask yourself, the Jesse Smollett stuff, all this stuff, is that stuff to build up your brand? So a lot of this stuff is what you think is real life is been set up. The Cat Williams, they probably all in cahoots. Hey man, I'm about to talk about you something that's 20 years ago. Get the internet on fire so we all can make some money.
Yeah, because they started pulling up the most old like comic view shows and all that.
Right.
All that stuff is resurfacing.
Man, but I didn't know, man. Man, we all bragged on. We got with that. We all bragged on Steve Harvey's hairline. We thought he had the illest fade and taper.
Hey, that line was crispy.
Even back then, I thought it was too perfect.
Why are you saying that? But now,
I said, man,
when I
got
had
doing your hair, that's too
when
perfect.
I had hair, I go in the barbershop like, give me that Steve Harvey line, bro.
Yeah. Steve Harvey had the epitome of line. We could kind of find out it's all fake. That crushes a lot of black man's teenage teenage years, man.
That was a lot of
Not really. That just made it popular. They doing that now.
That hair transplant.
Yeah,
we didn't know. I didn't know about the hair transplant until just recently.
Not even transplants. They got like rollers that they put on their head.
Yeah, they put
glue it on their head and
yes,
you trim that boy down,
and then they line it up.
Yeah, line it up,
and that thing be fresh.
Fresh.
That thing be fresh.
I never would have thought. So that go to show you,
I'm
man.
like, let it go, man. Let it go. Just let it go.
They talked much about, how he had the toupee and everything back then, how it was a fake lineup. They talked much about that back then. But it wasn't until he started rebranding himself before, he went bald headed and he just did all that, after divorce and all that other stuff. He had to rebrand himself. That's when the Family Feud and all that other stuff started coming along. But I mean, it's popular now. They make you Instagram videos and stuff about barbers doing it.
But back then, do you hear back in the 90s that it was fake?
Yeah,
I'd heard some people say that
rumors.
You heard some people. It was rumors, but you didn't know if it was true. You didn't know if it was true or not. But I mean, you heard rumblings back then for sure.
Right. I never heard any rumbling because you never think about it. You never seen that before. How would you do it?
They call him a hater.
Right. And then like they would say, like, come on, bro. The dude gonna wear a toupee like that? Like, come on. And it's gonna look like that. You see white men toupee, but you never seen a unit like that for a brother, so that changes that. What else they hide?
Look, I was like his line was too crispy. You know what I'm saying? It got to be some truth to it. It was crispy.
I'm thinking that's like an electric car. I'm thinking that's a recent invention. They had that 30 years ago. Damn, I feel bamboozled. They had that 30 years ago, man. Damn. But the point is, like I said, I think people don't realize the marketing is, man. You got to, a lot of these events and stuff like that be set up. It's the game. There's no such thing as bad press. Any press that you could get it helps boost your look at Steve Harvey, look at Cedric the Entertainer that made him even more popular. So it works, man. It works. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's set up. I still think this the Will Smith and Chris Rock thing was set up.
Yeah, you saw that other video? It was the same thing, same script.
Right. So I think that that could make you popular because people love controversy, man.
Right.
Like you said, if you set up the elephant walking over the governor's grass, that's gonna shock the world, and that's gonna be people love the scoop and love it's that dopamine. It feels good to get in other people's business. It feels good. You set that up, and it's going right into your hands.
Yeah. But that's a good video to show that market is not just one thing though.
Right. Exactly.
Right. I feel like she hit it on the nose. She broke it down because I have to have that conversation with a lot of people. I just get random messages in my inbox just because I make my email address, publicly available on my website and things like that. And I get, I get these sales pitches and they're like, hey, we do this for you for your marketing. And I'm like, man, that's not what I need. Right. That's not marketing, bro. Or I got marketing covered. I need help with prospecting, right? Or I need help with public relations. Like the lady, she hit it on the nose. She broke it down, simple, easy to use, and easy to remember. And
man, somebody said it's a bad video, man. I'm waiting for him to speak up. I think
Who said it was a bad video?
I said that was a horrible video. You know what I'm saying? Look, no problem. I said it was a horrible video.
we listening.
No problem.
We speak now. Why you want to explain yourself? Everybody loving it so far.
Oh, I hear you. So you know what I'm saying? For me, when I took a look at the video, it took me a couple times to actually understand what she was talking about and where she was going with it. When I first watched the video, I was like, huh? So I had to watch it a couple times to actually understand where she was going. So she broke it down. You know what I'm saying?
Personal problem.
She broke it down. Not really. I
don't know. The rest of us got it all. Everybody else watched it one time, right?
No. You sat there and watched it 10 times, but you're gonna never.
So where was she going with the video? Where was she going with
the video?
That's my first time seeing the clip. So where was she going?
Yeah, you seen it one time, right, Pat?
Hey, look, Pat, she wasn't going nowhere with it. You know what I'm saying? You talked about what she talked about with marketing and all that other stuff. I'm not quite sure how that aligns, but okay.
No, so I think the thing about it with me, and this is just from my personal experience, defining that marketing activity or type is going to let you know what activity or plan for whatever activity that you're going to do. Right. So like a good example, like she said, hey, putting a poster out, you think that's marketing and you might think you're done. Right. But you haven't done any of those sales conversations. You haven't got any of the public relations. Nobody's wrote a story about you, or whatever your topic, all of that good stuff. And so you have to actually, in order to actually have a solid plan, right, you got to attack all those things that she's talking about. Then you have a marketing plan. And if you're not hitting on all of those, then you don't have a real plan because it's missing some things. It's missing some areas of focus.
Right. I don't think we understand marketing. I think we have a misconception of marketing. I think we think promotion is marketing. I think we think advertising is marketing. I think we think public relations is marketing. But it's all of those, in one. And then, and it's planning out all of those, having a strategy for all of those.
Right. That's where I was going with that.
So that's marketing. And that's what I've been teaching from day one. Marketing is when you create a market for yourself. How do you do that? Especially in today's society. That today's society, it moves quick. They like controversy. They like the dopamine hit. So what do people do? They create events. They create stuff. They create anytime you tell somebody got a book come out, they'll go and say something stupid. You think that's an accident? I can tell Kevin Gates got something coming out because Kevin Gates all over the place now. So look at he got an album coming out. You know, that's what
So
it is. That's
if we use her premise, right, and in our industry, we don't use all of those aspects to market. Biggest tool we use is the sign, the email blast to our database and to our network. Do we really need to use every aspect of what she calls marketing to really market what the product that we're selling?
I would. I mean,
I think
the
it's
biggest
more
thing
marketing yourself versus the property.
Right.
Like that, I think utilizing the listing could add to your marketing for your brand.
I
don't
think
know.
the biggest
That's
people
you're leaving something on the table. If you're not.
We talked about Grant Cardone earlier. Grant Cardone is a marketer. He went and said that he's the best sales trainer on the planet. He went and said controversial stuff like the not being investment thing. He went and wrote books and had people cover him. He did all of it. He did the sales, he did the promotion, he did the advertising, he did all of it. He created events and he made his name hot. Now he got 7,000 something doors. Now he got his own real estate. That is marketing. Mattress Mac. We talked about Mattress Mac. We said the Mattress Mac earlier. Corey said that Mattress Mac. That's marketing. You know, he did a video that's advertising, but he did it controversial. Whereas like he's looking first of all, looking like a blood with all that red. He definitely Sue Whoopi on there. But he's talking in broken English and stuff like that. That's controversial. So
just like he so-called got into it with somebody at the Astros game. Was that last season?
Right.
Yeah.
And he always talking about the
Now
best on the game, like on the World Series and all that.
Now you start to
feel. But you're taking this broad perspective. If we're going to bring it back to us as realtors, no offense, Pat. To identify marketing yourself. So CJ said, well, marketing is your brand.
Correct.
The brand of Greenwood. So you put your signs out, you make your post, you create an event. What event are you creating? You're creating an event of an open house.
You can do open house, you can do client appreciation, you can do community.
Wait, hold up. So to touch every aspect of what she said without repeating it.
Let me give you an example. CJ and people that
American man
he didn't get to finish.
I already know where you're going. Let me give you an example because we got to wrap it up. For time's sake.
Oh, now we worry about time.
Yeah.
Now we worry about time.
Yeah, CJ worried about time. You know, CJ got the bedtime, man. I'm good.
Oh, now it's my fault that you cut him off.
Let me help you out because I know where you're going. You asked me the question. You want to learn pragmatically. What are we talking about? How does it relate to our business? I'll give you a pragmatic example. CJ, and I don't want to give too much of your business, but I use a spinoff of what you're doing. And I'll show you how the real life market right now. So CJ interviews small business owners. So I would have it all set up to where, I give you an example like the business owner in Dallas where they told the chicks to get down off the table and dance, and that was set up to get these restaurants that boost. So you can set up something like that. Hey, I was interviewing a client and a chick came in and did a disturbance, and we got all this on film. So get the local press to cover it. Promote it. It's gonna promote this particular this chicken spot or whatever, or this local business. And y'all promote together. That's a marketing event. And nowadays, so you create an event that's gonna spark controversy.
So I gotta have a fight in my open house to have somebody record it.
You've been the talk of the town. You've been the talk of the town.
All right, man. Hey, man, these dudes fighting over this house, man. Look at this, man. Two chicks fighting, scuffling over this house. They said win or win, so we couldn't decide on who gave the best offer. So we did 3 rounds of boxing.
I don't know. My events are positive, Hyman. So I do events where I teach you about Social Security, everything you need to know, Medicare, Roth conversions. tax plan and things like that. But you can create events like that as well. It doesn't have to be somebody get beat up in the lobby.
If you want to go viral.
Well, yeah, I'm not going viral just because we're not fighting, you know.
Right. But you could go mild as that, or you could go extreme as what I'm talking about. Is what and anything in between. But you got to create an event.
But it should be a link in the chain. Is what B's trying to say, right? And if you're missing some of those blocks, then your marketing plan is flawed.
They've been doing it to us for all of this stuff we think is real. That we've been like rats and getting cheese, setting the bait. We've been taking the bait every time, sitting there talking about this stuff.
All right, so okay, hear me out. I'm gonna put myself on blast. So I do an open house. Tell me if I'm marketing, or am I, based on what she said, have a marketing plan, or I'm just doing one of the 5 things she said.
Right.
I send an email blast to my database. I door knock the neighborhood. Put the open house signs out. Advertise on social media. And I go to the school. I take stuff to the schools in the area. Did I market, or what did I do?
You do advertise and promote it.
Advertise and promotion.
Right. You didn't get any public relations. You're not selling it.
Right. And you didn't get, the neighborhood newspaper to put it in there, or
I told you I went to the elementary school.
Yeah, the elementary is not pressed though.
Kids ain't buying no houses.
Yeah, kids ain't buying no houses. Now if you get the school newspaper,
I guess I left myself wide open for that one.
Yeah.
But now you know. Now you know a couple things you can do for the next
local blogger.
Hey, Hyman, now teachers can't afford houses. A lot of teachers can't afford houses no more, so you might want to rethink that.
If you get the local press, to cover you, or a blogger to cover you, then that'll be public relations.
Right. Yeah, get the news to follow you to the school.
Exactly.
Do you need public relations in our business to do that?
Yes.
It doesn't hurt.
Yeah. Because consensus. If why do Master P? Why every year they give out turkeys? Why does every year they give out backpacks? It's public relations. People want to. Why do Magic Mac every year help hurricane victims and stuff like that? It's all public relations. And people, it's reciprocity. People feel that you did something for the community. They want to give back. Hey, you're a good guy.
So when I go to the PTO meeting and hand out my business card, isn't that public relations?
No, that's more selfish. You got to do something that's significant.
Yeah, you gotta pass out, give out donuts or something while you're there.
Nah, you gotta, your kids, instead of just coaching the kids, you need to go ahead and donate the uniforms. You need to go ahead and buy them all cleats, and then have the local vlogger write about how you gave yourself, these poor kids, you gave them cleats.
Yeah, and you've been volunteering your time and all that good stuff.
And you've been volunteering your time. That's marketing.
That's public relations.
That's public relations as far as part of component of marketing.
Let's identify what each one is. That's public relations. So I asked, do you need to have public relations in the business?
Right.
Yeah, it's a part of the plan. It's a part of the program.
If you're building your brand and you want to get more eyes on you.
Right.
Right. Yeah, one of my biggest posts from that I can remember recently was when I had Poncho Claus come and pick up the toys for the kids at the office. Right.
People like that type of stuff, period. I mean, you're not gonna get around that. People like that type of stuff. It's heartwarming. It's, people want to do people that they feel is good people. It helps ease their mind as well. Am I getting? Everybody has that when you're doing business with somebody. Everybody has that. Hey, am I making the right choice? And it helps edge them to your side. Yeah, I'm making the right choice because everybody else dealing with him, even the press covered him, so he's a good guy. Even if it might not be so, but the perception, public perception, like Magic Mac, everybody believes Magic Mac is the same.
Yeah, well, my dad said he used to sell dope in the 80s.
Again, allegedly, I would say he means allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Allegedly,
yeah,
in the 70s and 80s, he was the big.
He means allegedly.
He was kingpin back in the day. I don't know. That's just that's what he
Yeah,
said.
allegedly. Yeah, you know. Yeah, but, you know.
No, hey, I already told y'all my mom loves Mattress Mac, so
Right.
you know, I'm with Team Mattress Mac.
Right.
Hey, look,
right.
at least he was smart enough to make his hustle legal after a certain period of time. If
Right.
if allegedly that's what he did.
Allegedly, yeah, you got to write.
Yeah,
You know,
if
defamation is
allegedly
a-
that's what he did.
Yeah, yeah.
So dope, man.
Nah,
He made it legal.
yeah.
He had fun somewhere.
I mean, like I said, defamation is a real thing. The thoughts and views of the panel does not reflect everybody on the panel.
Oh wow.
You know, so allegedly. I mean, I don't know anything about that.
I don't know about it either. That's just
Yeah,
what
you know what I'm saying?
I
I don't know
heard.
anything. But yeah, you got to have the components, man. That opens your eyes up to. It really opens the eyes up to people that really thought. I'm gonna say this, and then we can go ahead and wrap it up. It opens your eyes up to people that really thought it was really a shallow thing, because people promote. I see people every day. I'm a realtor. I'm a realtor. I'm a realtor. I'm a realtor. I'm a loan officer. I'm a realtor. I'm a loaner. What is that? That's not. You wasting your time. That's not marketing. That's a piss poor part. That's a piss poor promotion at best. And who you promote to? Your three people that you know, your aunt, your uncle, and your cousin that don't like you. That's who like looking at the post. You know what I'm saying? So that ain't promotion. So y'all got to come with a better game plan than that, man. Get creative. Get creative, man. You know, they've been doing it to us for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Fake news. You know,
You got to go out there and create controversy and bring people back, bring the traffic.
if you want to go viral, a lot of them pranks and them gold digger pranks, all that be fake. They're millionaires now, right?
Oh yeah, they do that all the time. Video on the girls because they got the what was that? Corvettes and all that, and they turn around. Yeah,
Just don't know they didn't pay them $500 to do this. You know, hey, pretend like you're walking in and then act like shut me down, and then I'll see my car and then go ahead get my car. I'll pay you $500. Then they may turn around and make $5,000 off the video. So that's smart. You know, then they Photoshop. I noticed that too. They Photoshop the backside, make it look like they finding what they is. And so you go click on the video, you know, like damn, this is she. Damn, I thought she was fine. So,
Is that what you tell yourself, B?
I mean, yeah. I got stuck into a couple of them. Like, man, hold up, man. I watched that. What made me watch the video to see it kept on the side.
he was getting ready to take it to Morton's.
You know, on steakhouse. Nah, I mean, like I said, that's what you clicking for. It's a dopamine rush. No, let's not pretend like people. It's the TikTok brain is a real thing. You clicking on social media because you want gratification. You know, it is what it is. You got to have a hook, dopamine. So a lot of what we selling is not sexy. Nobody can, you know, that's the whole point of what we do. And me and Patrick talked about this on camera. It's not a sex. Finance is not sexy. Real estate is not sexy unless you're looking for a house, you know. And then it's people look for the house and then that's it. A lot of time they one and done. So unless you're looking for houses, people be doing all these pictures of the house and stuff like that. Unless you're in the market, there's no, you know. You gotta have something a little bit more.
Hey, you got to go through with your piece and chain on, 2 buttons open,
Yeah.
2, 3 buttons open, have the chest meat out.
Right. Hey, what they said, man. Hey, Brad Pitt can't act. So you know what I'm saying? It ain't about his talent. You know. So let's get people up. That's what they say. I'm not, but you know, it's sex sells, man. It got to be sexy. I think who's that guy that did the first Transformer movie? Michael Bay.
Michael Bay.
Yeah, Michael Bay. All this stuff. He gets the hottest, youngest actors, and that's all they do is they just hot and young actors and actresses, and that's it. And it's this they got the tight shirts on, and the dialogue is trash. Yo, you know, and that's it. It didn't look good.
So you're like Bad Boys Bad Boys Forever, because Michael Bay did that one.
It's all about
Michael Bay did all the Bad Boys.
It's all about flashy. It's action. Will Smith tight shirt, and you know, and Martin makes Will Smith look that much better.
Yeah, because he added some pounds.
Right.
Yeah.
So but that, and you got the women in there, and you know, it makes
he
it,
was
Miami.
like a relief.
Now you're starting to see how this world really works, bro. You know, it's all about the consumer. With the consumer, can I hook the consumer? You know, and
You
they
gotta be
make
thinking
it.
about can Brad Pitt really act?
Nah, he can't really act, bro. But he has the look that people, the females are gonna pack the house. Can Elvis really sing? Can Elvis sing?
I don't know.
Can Elvis sing?
Before my time.
You know, so I mean, let's talk. Can Milli Vanilli sing?
They can lip sync like a mother.
I thought they were singing back in the day till they told me they would.
Right, but they had the look, and there was some old people that were saying, "Girl, you know it's true." And some old dudes singing. Ooh,
That's just like who was the girl? Was it Christina Aguilera or somebody? And she was trying to sing, but her mic wasn't on.
Right.
And then the music cut off or something by accident, and they heard her real voice.
Right. A lot of them singers, man, they can't really sing, man. They have the look.
I think it was her.
That's why they call them recording artists. They call them recording artists. They don't call them singers
Studio
anymore.
singers.
Yeah, they're called recording artists.
Ooh, man.
You know what I mean? So
who can act now? They got me thinking, man.
Man, they ain't no good actors. They say Lawrence Fishburne, Charles Dutton, and Denzel Washington, the only ones that really could act.
No way.
What about
way more?
What's that going?
I'm just going by what they say. That's not mine.
Who is they? Like you should tell me who is they?
That's the popular.
Hey, Hyman, what you calling them?
Various people throughout my life. Those three are the. Again, I'm not in it, so I'm just going by what I've heard.
But that was a solid point about can he really act? And I'm thinking about the movies, and he really does not have a profound movie.
Exactly. Where's the range?
Yeah.
Right. So now is this unraveling down? We just had a aha moment with Hyman, man. This is the point of the show, like to get some aha moments. You know, now you really seeing the magic of how this all this whole stuff goes about, man. It's all about creating your own magic. You know, so
aha moment be about the acting thing.
No, about
about the marketing thing.
It's about marketing. It's not about skill.
Here's the thing. B. I'm the only honest person on this damn panel.
Damn, really? Really? The only?
Yeah, you rascals run around with y'all faces on so fly.
Yeah.
Hey, we can't help we fly? What you mean?
Yeah, you can't help but have your representative on most of the time.
Right, but I'm waiting on you.
Nobody laugh at me on that one. You see that quote? Ain't nobody laughing.
I'm waiting on your point. I'm waiting on your point.
I ain't got no problem being transparent. I don't know everything. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was an aha moment. Like you seeing like, all right, that's what I want.
I saw that video myself. Like,
yeah. Well, man, I've been telling you how marketing go. Like,
God damn, B.
I guess you have to see that. I guess the Indian woman have to tell it to y'all for y'all to.
We try to have good discussion with good people.
Yeah.
You make a person want to put their mask back on. Man, put my mask back on, man.
Right, man.
What's up, man?
Yeah, man. I mean, but I've been trying to tell you deeper than promotion. You know, that's not marketing, man. I want to tell you that a lot of stuff that you see is all made up. I mean, that's strategic with Matrix Mac. That's all strategic. It's not just random. He does not. Oh, let's do this. He has a whole team. That's what they do. You know, they give events. That's why CJ said I wouldn't be surprised with the dude in Philly. That was set up probably. You know. So that they sit there and strategize. I sat in on a couple of them, man. They said don't strategize shit. You know. So. The only thing I don't think was the fire. I think that was on purpose, but that he didn't plan that.
Oh wow, that was on purpose, but he didn't plan.
Nah,
Allegedly. Allegedly.
Nah, the dude, he's already been convicted, so I can say this. The dude was an ex-employee that he purposely tried to burn up the place down.
Oh man.
Yeah. So that was planned. It was an ex-employee that Mac fired, and then he tried to burn the whole thing down. You know what I'm saying? So, and he's already been tried and convicted.
So since I came in late, what was the first couple videos about?
The first video was about there was a good one too. It was about the middle class that guy Freddie Dave Ramsey saying that.
Dave Ramsey.
And Barry's favorite.
Let me go ahead and get offline. We'll see y'all next week, man. But